Debbie Marcoux is licensed by the Department of Financial Institutions and MLS ID 237926. Also licensed in Arizona 0941504, Florida LO 76508, Georgia 69178, Idaho, Nevada 57237, Oregon, Tennessee 184373, Texas, Washington MLO 237926.
She's the mortgage mom. She can get things done when you're in need and don't know where to go. Pick up the phone and call mom.
And welcome to Mortgage Mom Radio. I am Debbie Marcoux, and as always, we're bringing you all of the mortgage education and information that we can, all things real estate and mortgage. And one of those things that have to do with mortgage are your taxes. I've said it over and over again that I cannot do a loan for you if you don't file your taxes. And if we are doing a loan where you don't have taxes, you're not getting the very best interest rates. We're looking at alternative financing for those loans. So as part of taxes being so in depth and part of the mortgage process, I have my tax grandma, Denise Taylor, on the phone with me to talk to us today because guess what? We are in tax season. Denise, thank you so much for being on the phone with me today. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. It's my pleasure. I hope we can get some people back on track.
Yes, me too. And it is, so I believe that the opening day to start filing is the 24th. We passed it, right? A couple days ago?
Yeah, it was Monday.
Monday.
Yeah, it started Monday.
So there's people already filing. So I remember we somehow completely missed you last year. I don't know how. I don't know why, because you have been on the show a good couple of years before that in a row during tax season. And last year in 2021, we completely missed you. But I remember in 2022, this time of the year, you were still waiting for the new rules and the changes, and you couldn't even really start filing the returns yet. Do you remember that?
Absolutely. And they made so many changes last year. Remember last year, the unemployment, everybody was getting hit with the unemployment. There was so much going on. And then the government came in and said, well, people that received unemployment can't pay the taxes that are coming up due. So we're going to take the first $10,200 and make it not taxable. That was for the 2020 tax year. They have not done that for the 2021 tax year. So at this point, all the unemployment that people received in 2021 is completely taxable at this point, unless they do the same thing they did last year.
Well, it'll be interesting to see. So let's just say that somebody does file the returns and then they actually change the rule. Then do they have to go in and amend those returns, or is it something that the IRS will pick up on and just do that calculation for them if they've already filed?
Well, yeah, that was a big controversial issue last year with the unemployment. Most of us wanted to jump in and amend the returns, try to get the people their refunds faster or eliminate the amount that they had due because they were getting nasty letters for it. But then the government came in and said, no, don't amend it. We'll take care of it. And of course, it took them forever. And it was just a craziness last year. It was a crazy year. It's been crazy since COVID hit, but it was exceptionally. This year's craziness is the two letters. This is, here we are on the third day of tax season, and it's already become the most controversial issue. And there's two letters out there. You've got one letter, the 6475 letter, which will tell you how much stimulus money that you received. And then the second letter, which is causing the most heartache, is the 6419 letter, and that's your advanced payment on the child tax credit. And what happened is, as we've always received an amount for many years now, it was $1,000 for a while, then it went to $2,000 for a while, then it went up to $3,000 for children from 5 to 18, and then now it's gone, and then $3,600 for the year for children 6 and under. I guess it was 6 and under. So it must have been 7 and up. So it's all new. It's brand new. But what happened is they started sending advanced payments. So a lot of people thought they were just getting extra money like the stimulus, but in fact they were just getting advanced payments on their child tax credit, which usually helped them pay their liabilities or gave them a better refund. So this year, a lot of people are going to be very surprised when they don't get the money that they usually get and say, wow, what happened? Well, you got it, a little bit at a time. So they have to have those two letters to be able to know how much they've already received, to be able to do the return accurate. Now, the fun begins because the IRS announced this morning that those letters might not be accurate. So the fun begins.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
you
they
gotta
do.
love them.
Right, and that was actually something that we talked about yesterday, you and me, Denise, about you were kind of giving me the rundown of things that people need to be prepared for this year so that we could do this show. And we were talking about that, and I said, well, I got a letter in the mail, and I don't remember seeing any money come to me. So we're going to talk about that. What did I find? How did I, figure out what happened? What else did I figure out, right? Because now I can't find the letter that they sent me. I couldn't go back and find it and talk to Denise about what it said. So we're going to talk about those things because I think it's very, very important. But I do want to remind everybody while I just take a quick second here that this is an interactive show. If you have any questions whatsoever, please put them into the feed. That is why you guys watch me do it live instead of listening to it at a later date. If you guys are listening at a later date, you want to go back to YouTube, watch the show, and then ask your questions. We will still get you the answers to your questions if you put them right into the YouTube or if you send me an email to questions@mortgagemomradio.com. But I do want to remind everybody it's an interactive show. Let me know that you're there. Let me know that you're listening. Ask us your questions. If you have questions for Denise, now is the time. Do it. Put your questions, into the feed. I'll read them to her and she can answer them for you. But this is very, very important stuff here, guys. We're talking about filing your taxes. We're talking about credits that you would usually have if you do have kids that would be reflected on your tax returns. They would be a deduction for you to help reduce the amount of taxes that you would owe. And many of you thought that the payments that you were receiving, as Denise mentioned, were stimulus payments, when in fact they were actually advances on the normal deduction that you would typically take. So now that you've already received that deduction is gone, and now you're going to actually end up owing more in your taxes at the end of the year than you would in a standard year. So we need to make sure that you guys are all prepared and ready to file those taxes. Very, very important. Make sure any letters that you get whatsoever from the IRS this year that you are putting them away and you're making sure that you provide those to your accountant, CPA, or your tax preparer so that they can make sure that they do those taxes for you the right way. Denise, we're going to take a super, super duper quick break. It's going to take like 1 minute, and then we'll be right back and we'll get right back at it. Sound good?
Okay, sounds great.
All right, be right back. Hi, this is Debbie Marcoux, host of the Mortgage Mom Radio Show. Have you been thinking about crypto, but you don't really know what to do or how to get started? Well, combined with Danielle Whitney of Team Whitney and Keller Williams, we are bringing you Grant Luna on Saturday, the 29th, right here via my YouTube stream. If you'd like to go in person to learn more with a seminar, you can go see Danielle. How do you do that? How do you RSVP? Well, give me a call. It's 844-935-3634. Or if you want to watch it right here on YouTube, Saturday the 29th, we'll be streaming it live. It's a seminar all about Bitcoin, Ethereum, crypto, how to get started, how to hedge against inflation, and how to use that asset to buy a house. So text the word MOM to 844-935-3634. That'll get you a link to watch the seminar once we get started right on YouTube. Talk to you soon. Okay, and welcome back to Mortgage Mom Radio. I am Debbie Marcoux, and again, this is an interactive show. We are bringing you all of the education and information that we can to make sure that we are getting you guys set up and put in the right direction to buy that first home, refinance that property, pay off that debt, do some home improvement. And as part of that, we need to get tax returns done. And so now that it is tax season, I have Denise Taylor, my tax grandma. She's on with us. She's giving us all of the skinny on 2021 tax returns, things that you need to know, things that you need to be prepared for. So Denise, once again, thank you so much. Welcome for being here. One of these days, I am going to get you on the actual YouTube, in video, in person, in the studio. I'm going to get you on more than just the phone. But I love that you're on the phone and that you're doing this for us and you're giving us the education. So thank you so much.
Oh, it's my pleasure. One of the things that you ended with is that you couldn't find your letter.
Yes.
So I had that question after we talked yesterday. What do we do with my clients that come to me and say, what letter? I never got it. and or if they did get the letter, I never really got that much money, which I say this morning there was an announcement that the letters may not be correct. And that's going to be a big issue because we're going to have to verify the amounts, because otherwise these are dollar for dollar credits. These are not just deductions. These are dollar for dollar against tax dollars. So it's worth the effort to go back, check your bank accounts, check anywhere to see if you in fact received the amount that the letter says you didn't. You did get. But if you didn't get the letter, or you've lost it, or you didn't pay attention to it when it came in, you can go to the IRS.gov. Now be careful, because when you just get kind of shortcut and you put in IRS.gov into Google, it's going to come up with a lot of not the official sites first. So make sure you get to the official site of the Internal Revenue, and then you can open an account, which is something the IRS is pushing really hard right now, that you're not going to be able to do stuff online with the IRS, or basically any government agency, without identifying with a company called ID.me. That hasn't absolutely started yet. You can still sign in under your old account if you have an account with them already. And if you go to the website, it'll walk you through the steps. They do several levels of verification. Make sure it's you, a text, an email. They'll ask you the last 4 digits of a credit card that's on your credit report, which has been another issue because they're accessing information they really weren't supposed to. So that's becoming a problem. They'll do a selfie. Yeah. It's crazy.
It is. Well, so just really quick on that ID.me, let me just tell you that we've actually already had to start using that as lenders, because we do pull tax transcripts for the majority of our clients. And if we can't get the tax transcript, sometimes we'll ask the client to do it. So the client will then create the ID.me, or at least try to. And sometimes what the credit report reflects as an account number is different than what you have on your statement or your actual credit card in your wallet, because the credit card companies are trying to protect you as the consumer and make sure that they are jumbling those numbers a bit, and they're not reporting directly to the credit reporting agency the actual full account number. So that in itself has tripped up our clients from being able to create that account. We've had some where they're asking questions that don't apply because the information isn't accurate. So that has actually not been a walk in the park for us. It has not been fun. It's been quite difficult. So hopefully they can get those pieces ironed out here in the very, very short near future. Do you have any idea when that ID.me is going to go into full effect? It's the only way to access the account.
It's coming very quickly. I mean, I kind of been getting reports like 1 month, 2 months. It's being pushed really, really hard. So I don't think there's an exact deadline, but I had people this morning still signing in under their old accounts to get transcripts and stuff that I needed. Because if you can get in on that account, it is just a massive amount of information. It's fantastic. Once you can get into the site, you can get copies of these letters we're talking about. You can get old transcripts. You can get copies of, it's not actually a copy of your tax return. It's a line-by-line entry, but you don't have to pay for it, which is great. If you buy a copy, it's like $50. You don't want to be doing that.
Right.
And it's just a massive amount of information. So it's worth the trouble to try. And once you have that account set up, you'll just have a username and a password. You can get in and out of it. It's just a nightmare the first time.
It is. And so yesterday when we were talking and you were kind of hitting on all of the things that are really important for people to make sure that they're holding on to, giving to the tax preparer, you brought up these 2 letters. One was in regards to how much did you actually receive in stimulus, and then the other is the child care, what did they call it? Child tax credit. Is that correct?
Child tax credit.
So as we're talking about that, I actually said, you know what? I got a letter like that, and it told me I got money, and I never got money. And I was trying to find this letter. I know I put it away somewhere very special so that I would have it. And it's in such a special spot, I can't find it. So we're on the phone and I'm like, what do I do? And you said, well, maybe log into the IRS. Well, obviously I've done that numerous times being in the business. We use it quite frequently. And so I have had an account set up for myself. I'm one of those very unfortunate folk that end up owing money every single year. So it's a good way for me to check my balances that I've paid, what I owe. And so I logged right in, and it did say that the copies of the letters would be available on the website after the 31st of this month. So I couldn't get a new copy of the letter that I received and lost, but I will be able to do that as of the 1st of February. So that was nice to know. I also didn't remember getting any money, and there was actually a spot that I could see what was actually given to me and what account number that it went to. And I was very confused at first because I said, this is not my account. I don't have an account number ending in these digits. And then I thought about it and I thought, my husband actually has an account of his own, just like I have an account of my own. And then we have joint accounts, right? I wonder if he was getting the tax credits or getting the deposits. So I actually texted him and said, hey, have you been getting deposits from July to December? And he said, well, I really don't know. I haven't really paid too much attention. So he had to actually log into the account. And sure enough, we were receiving these deposits. Now, I can tell you, I didn't expect to get any deposit because I assumed that was something that had to do with income qualifying. And if you make too much, you're not going to get it. And, but apparently, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Denise, but apparently everybody got it. If they had a kid, can you explain that really quick, Denise, how that worked? Because I know it had to do with age and then how much, right?
I'm sorry, I kind of lost you there a little bit. Say that last little bit again. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. So can you explain to everybody who got money? I know it had to do with the kids and how old they were, and then how much that they got based on age, correct?
They were supposed to get $3,600 for the year as a credit on their tax return if they had not gotten the advanced money, and that was 6 and under. And then from 7, I think it's to 18. Like I say, all these numbers are going to just start coming into play because we haven't used them yet. But I think it's 7 to 18. They should be getting the $3,000.
Okay.
For the year. So they sent payments out in advance from July to December.
Okay. So depending on how much
so
you were supposed.
It depends on how many kids they had and what their ages were on how much money they received. That's why you need to be very careful to check that letter and make sure that it's accurate.
Gotcha. Okay. So that everybody knows, if you didn't receive a deposit and you have a child that is under 18 years of age, you probably want to check and make sure that it didn't go somewhere else. You probably want to log into the account to see if they're telling you that you did get it, and make sure that you're getting those tax returns filed correctly, because that is very important. I had Carrie jump on really quick. Denise, you're going to love this, I know, because you're dealing with it every single day. She says, ID me is a nightmare. I still can't get into my account because my old account has an email address I can no longer access. So, definitely that's difficult, right? If your old IRS account had an email address that you can't get to anymore, then how do you get your email address? How do you get your information updated? It sounds like it. Do you know, is there a customer service number or anything that people can call? Have you ever had to try to do that, or you don't know?
No, it's so new that I haven't heard of anybody helping yet, but I'm sure there is. It's just every year there's a new nightmare. This is just this year's nightmare, and all of us were kind of introduced to the ID.me. I mean, I knew of it, but really had no reason to interact with it like you do with your business. But now it's going to become part of our world. Everybody, and of course, this is the IRS's plan, is actually the government's, because you're using it for a lot of government agencies now, not just the IRS. So this is kind of the master plan to be able to identify who is entitled to information and who's not. I go through it constantly with when I have to file a power of attorney, the 2848, to be able to speak to somebody on behalf of a taxpayer that has back taxes or has issues that I'm trying to resolve. I have to use a particular power of attorney for that, and they've always been very scrutinizing of that. I have to give my social security number, my date of birth, to prove I am who I am to them, for them to verify that I have the right to get the information. It's like massive amount of work. So now we're all going to be going through it at a different level.
We are. So short of the, letters that they're receiving in regards to stimulus payments or the uh, child, what is it? Tax credits, right? Child tax credit payments.
Correct.
Is there anything else for filing the 2021 tax returns that you feel is pertinent information for people to know that might have changed from tax year 2020? Or does it seem like it's all fairly status quo for this year as far as the rules and regulations and, things that can or can't be written off?
It's kind of about the same, but some of the good news is that some things didn't change. A lot of us were in fear that several of the proposed things were going to change. The capital gains were going to change, that the stepped up basis was going to change. A tremendous amount of things that were, being proposed, and they didn't happen. And that is fantastic news. So people now have a chance to work with you and their real estate people and make whatever decisions that they need for their capital gains and their stepped up bases and any asset planning that now they've got a little bit more time. People were running in a panic at the end of the year when it was announced that there was going to be some changes, and those have not come about. So that was really great news.
That is a good win for us. So for everybody, you guys watching, listening, this is Mortgage Mom Radio. I'm Debbie Marcoux. I'm bringing you all of the information that I possibly can about all things real estate and mortgage, trying to get you guys set in the right foot, stepping forward for your financial future, trying to get you into your first home, refinancing your current property, pulling out cash, paying off debt, all that good stuff. Part of a loan application, the majority of the time, we do have programs that don't require tax returns, but the majority of the time we're looking at your income, your taxes. We need those tax returns. We need to make sure you guys get them filed correctly. Denise Taylor, you are my tax grandma. I have not told anybody during this episode what you do, what are your credentials, all that good stuff. So I know that, can you kind of give them a rundown of who you are?
Well, this is my 52nd year, so it's been a long time, long haul. And I'm an enrolled agent with the Internal Revenue, so we're licensed out of Washington, D.C., and our license is signed by the director of the practice. So we can work in all states and international and just resolve people's tax problems. They have issues, taxes that they haven't filed. They need to go ahead and get them done. There's so many great programs right now. They have the offer and compromise programs. It's just a very workable way. Running and hiding from it's not going to resolve it. It's just going to keep getting worse. So, sometimes it's easier just to step up and fix it and take care of some of the programs.
Yeah.
They got some great ones going.
You just got to get out from under it. And I do have a lot of clients that have, been behind 2, 3, 4, 5 years, haven't filed their tax returns and need to get that done. And they're so scared of what the outcome is and they kind of hide from it. And at the end of the day, it actually is making it quite a bit worse for you. It's not helping you to move forward. You've just got to do it. Stare it in the face. Denise, I love that you can work out of all states because most of the experts that I have on, attorneys, trust attorneys, things of that nature, they can only work in the state that they're licensed in. And sometimes they have multiple states, but most of the time they're very area specific. Our show is now in Las Vegas. We're in Seattle. We're in Los Angeles. I'm licensed in many, many states, Arizona, Illinois, Texas, Oregon, Idaho. And we have a lot of people that are listening on YouTube. They're listening by podcast, so they're all over the country. I love that you would actually be able to help them and to take on those new clients. You do have time, right? If they call me and they say, hey, can I get the number for your tax grandma?
I'll take the time.
All right.
You can never have time. You just have to make it.
I love it. I love it. You guys, Denise Taylor, she's awesome. She's an enrolled agent with the IRS. She's going to get you on the way to freedom, right? If you've ever been in that situation before where you haven't filed, you owe money, you're just stuck, she's going to get it done for you. And all you need to do is call my office and I'll get you guys put together, make sure that you guys talk and get yourself moving forward. I had a client that I did send you, Denise, and she was kind of in that boat, had 6 or 7, years that she hadn't filed. And I know you talked with her and she was gathering all of her information and going to get that over to you. And after she talked to you, she did tell me, I feel so much better. You know, I think that she seriously inside, her stomach hurt. She had that weight on her shoulders. It haunted her all the time. She couldn't go to bed at night sometimes. She felt like she was going to end up going to jail. And after talking with you, she understood that there was a way to fix it. We're going to get it done. We're going to get it filed. You know, if you're going to owe money, we're going to figure that out when we get to that point, one step at a time. And she just felt so much better. So I truly do appreciate you. And for everybody listening, I can't even tell you guys, I've been working with Denise for years now. She truly is fantastic, and a significant amount, a wealth of information. So please don't hesitate. Call my office, get on the calendar for a call back. A lot of people listen by radio on Saturday and Sunday. The office is not open, but we do return phone calls. We do take calendared appointments. So anytime whatsoever, Saturday, Sunday, and throughout the week, get yourself an appointment. We'll call you back, give you Denise's information. If you happen to call us during the week, we'll give you her information. Denise, why don't you go ahead and throw out the best telephone number if they want to write that down right now to call you if they need you?
My number is 951-965-1060.
Perfect. Do it one more time so that they hear it twice.
951-965-1060.
Denise, thank you so much. I'm going to have you on again. This is just the beginning of the tax season. That was some major, major information. I mean, I'm telling you, yesterday telling me that I needed those letters, realizing that I had received one, remember thinking this is crazy, putting it in a special place that I wouldn't lose it. Now I've totally lost it. I needed to find it. I never remembered getting any kind of money. I was able to track that down. The fact that you just walked me through that yesterday and did that with me was amazing. Giving all of my listeners this information so that they're aware of what they need to be providing to, you know, their tax person is really, really helpful. So we'll definitely have you on again. It is tax season for all you self-employed borrowers. You guys been thinking about buying a house or, you know, doing a refinance, and you guys want to talk to us before you file those tax returns to see where you're at, where do you sit, what kind of income based on last year would get you qualified for how much is your P&L looking like for the return in 2020, you know, to file the 2020 return. Give us a call. Let's get you guys moving in the right direction to make sure that you accomplish that goal of purchasing that home or refinancing that property for this year in 2022. So again, Denise, thank you so much. You are absolutely amazing. I hope you have a fantastic day, and we're going to get you on again very, very soon. I sure do appreciate it so much.
Well, thank you very much. You have a wonderful day, too. Thank you for having me on.
Of course, Denise. Thank
Bye.
you. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. So Denise, again, wealth of knowledge. We'll get you guys in touch with her. If you'd like her information, please reach out. You can always call the office. It's 844-935-3634. If you guys want to know when we go live, we text out one time per week. You're going to text the word mom to 844-935-3634. Same exact phone number as the office to call. Again, text the word mom to that number, and you guys will get a link to the podcast. You will opt in for one text message a week to let you know that we have gone live. That way you can actually be part of our show, watch us do it live, ask your questions, put them in the feed. You know, if you had tax questions, you're listening to this on Saturday or Sunday by radio, and you had questions that you wanted to ask Denise, you could have done that if you had been actually watching us live. So go to YouTube, subscribe to the channel, look for Mortgage Mom Radio, turn on that notification bell so that you do know when we get started, and follow along. We'd love to have you. We want to know you're there. Tell us you're watching, say hi, and get those questions into the feed because we're here to get you guys educated. If you have questions about a loan, mortgage, anything at all, and you guys want to talk to us, please give us a call. Go to our website, mortgagemomradio.com. You can book yourself an appointment for a call back, and we will call you. It is a free phone appointment, free consultation. Let us talk to you, help you, get you pointed in the right direction, and get you started on a new mortgage when you're ready. The other thing I just want to do really quick before we end the show is do not forget that we have a live workshop. It is a seminar. It is going to stream right here on YouTube. And if you're listening on Saturday by radio, it will be streaming on my YouTube. It is Saturday, the 29th. So if you're listening Saturday, it is today. If you are watching me live today on Wednesday, it is this Saturday, but it is the 29th at 11 a.m. and it will be streaming live on my YouTube channel, and it is all about crypto. We are going to be getting you familiar with what it is. So this is for our newbies, for our beginners. So what is cryptocurrency? What is Bitcoin, Ethereum? What is a wallet? What is an exchange? How do I buy it? So that is what we will be doing on Saturday, the 29th at 11 a.m. Go to my YouTube channel, Mortgage Mom Radio, and subscribe. Watch us do it. 11 a.m. We're going to be live. And then after that, come Monday, we are going to actually have a little bit more in-depth on cryptocurrency. So we're going to get into metaverse and Web3 and all of those different things, your financial future, stocks, bonds, and cryptocurrencies, and how to get all of that rolled into your financial portfolio and future. We're going to be doing that with Crypto Wendy O, and she is actually on YouTube already. She's on many different places social-wise, and she has got a significant amount of followers, and she is one of the very top female influencers actually here in Los Angeles in the crypto space. So make sure that you guys subscribe to the channel so that you know when we go live. She will be on with me on Monday at 1. But again, we are going to do that beginner seminar Saturday, the 29th at 11. So go to YouTube, subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to bring you guys everything you could possibly need to make sure that we are helping you with your financial future and your family. You guys come first, and we're trying to get you that education that you need. Give me a call. You want to talk to me? I'd love to talk to you. It's 844-935-3634. And I'll be back Monday, and I'll also be back on Saturday at 11 a.m. with that crypto seminar. Talk to you guys all real soon.
Debbie Marcoux, licensed by the Department of Financial Institutions and MLS ID 237926. Also licensed in Arizona 0941504, Florida LO 76508, Georgia 69178, Idaho, Nevada 57237, Oregon, Tennessee 184373, Texas, Washington MLO 237926.
She's the mortgage mom. She can get things done when you're in need and don't know where to go. Pick up the phone and call mom.